program contains subject matter and language that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
And if you don't like the F I'm saying, kick rocks with no socks while wearing flip-flops. Let's go.
On screen right now. So if you're watching this now or you watch this later, check Glenn out, okay? All right, so we can move on with the show. Our main event, though, what we're here to talk about is some Shawn Michaels, baby. We're here to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Shawn Michaels, all right? We're going to play some clips of him later, but if you don't know who Shawn Michaels is, let's watch his interest right now, and then you be the judge, all right? I don't know who's interesting or blah, 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 but you watch his
Shawn Michaels, a.k.a. the Heartbreak Kid, a.k.a. Mr. WrestleMania, or as his real life name likes to go, Michael Shawn Hickenbottom.
Let's go. Ready? Let's. Hey, I would have a plan that goes into something like this. What you think? Shows like this, what I'll be doing is I'll be doing topical people. I'll be doing topical wrestlers or people like Howard. I'll do just more. You guys know who Shawn Michaels is. If you don't know who he is, you just saw who he was in entrance. So I'm gonna make some questions for Glenn with the topics we got prepared for y'all today. So here, but just to let you know some of the things we're gonna talk about. It will be some of you guys participation along with us just talking. But we're gonna talk about promotions he's been in, who exactly he is, his debut, the nicknames he maintains, interests, most famous gimmick, which with Shawn Michaels is pretty easy. He don't have that many gimmicks, right? Tag team, title reigns, most famous feud, which that's going to be audience opinion. Your favorite thing about the wrestler, once again, audience opinion. Let me blow this up so you can see it. You probably can't see it. I don't have big enough words, but I'm going to make it bigger in the future. Your favorite thing about the wrestler, YouTube highlights. That's what we'll do last, and then we'll talk a little bit more, and then we'll wrap it up, okay? So here we go. First step. So you know who Glenn is. You know who HBK is. You know who I am. Let's talk about where he started his wrestling career. So wrestling promotions that I found for him, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong there. The NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance. The AWE, the American Wrestling Association. WWF/E, of course. And I count NXT. Do you count that?
What was the first wrestling organization you said he wrestled for? Because I was going to say, NWA. I think I had.
The NWA.
You don't forget about he also wrestled in Mid-South Wrestling and Texas All-Star Wrestling.
Well, a part of his debut is what I was going to talk about that. So see, NWA encompassed the Mid-South Wrestling, so it encompassed that area. Because I don't want to try to, hold on, I got to do this. I said E. Ridges in the house. I said E. Ridges in the house. I said E. Razor in the eye. And I gotta do that because my man Razor, Abriel, and people like him fund this piddly show and make things happen around here. So I gotta spotlight him. Hey, I appreciate you for being here, Razor. Back to the show though. Alright, so we were talking about his career in the NWA in the Mid-South Wrestling. So that's gonna be our debut. We got that coming up. We'll talk about it fully. But my question for you now is, did you count NXT as part of his career? He didn't wrestle, but he does participate there, right?
I don't know if I mean, that's kind of a hard question because, like, some people would consider some of these wrestlers' careers like they were just managers. So it could kind of count as a career for him in a way, even though he didn't wrestle there.
So, and that's interesting because I'm 44 years old, right? And Glenn, how old are you?
I am 28.
So the reason why I point that is we have different perspectives, and I want to go into why my perspective is he can go in here. So he says, so if he doesn't wrestle, if he didn't wrestle, I'm trying to get this straight. I don't put words in my mouth. If he didn't wrestle for the promotion, you don't count that?
Well, I'm saying they did count like managers' careers as their career. So I would say I would count his career, even though he didn't wrestle in NXT, still as his career.
Okay, yeah. Okay, got you. Good. Okay, good. So we're clear on that. Okay, I thought we had. Okay, I would agree with you. If the wrestler worked in that promotion, whether he was an announcer, a manager, whatever, I don't know if I would so much count referee. If he started as a referee, didn't build up, yeah. But in those categories, I would say yes, it counts as part of his career. Because right now, that's where probably most young kids know him from, NXT. I don't know if he still announces over there, but that's where I last saw him 6 months ago.
Last time I saw him was during a pay-per-view. It was the Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton feud, and Shawn Michaels appeared and did a sweet chin music to Randy Orton.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna have to look into what's going on with Edge because I know he came back, but I didn't explore what happened to him after the Royal Rumble though.
Well, as you know, he won the Royal Rumble, and I think he's trying to go after the belt.
Thank you, Killer.
Roman Reigns has.
Roman Reigns. Oh, Roman.
Roman Reigns.
I really don't like Roman, man. I've never liked that kid. But then again, I haven't really researched the kid, so maybe I'm liking him for no reason. But to me, your gimmick has to reach out to me. You know what I mean? We talked about Orange Cassidy, right? And I think we talked about if we did long term, that'd probably be one of the wrestlers we talk about. But in terms of Orange Cassidy, when I first saw him a year and a half ago, his whole gimmick spoke out to me. His entrance is original. Everything about that kid is original. Now he doesn't look like he can kick much ass, but he's entertaining. So I like that.
And that's what that's what some people forget about wrestling. Sometimes it is an entertainment. It's something that, we're supposed to have enjoyment. We're supposed to watch, and it's supposed to be something that we're like, hey, I want to watch the next show. So if the next show's on Monday, it's like, all right, I'm going to definitely come back next week. And that's the point of what wrestling's supposed to be. It's supposed to be to reel us back in and keep going for more.
I agree. I think that, what's up, Players Nexus? I'm glad. Oh, this is the man right here. Players Nexus in the house. I appreciate you showing up, my friend. Yeah, I'm here. You already know I'm here with Glenn Tassick. I explained everything to him yesterday, so he's here now to support and watch this thing. And he also loves wrestling, so that helps, right? If you don't know, for everybody who's in here, because I see we got a couple more people, this is Glenn Tassick on the mic with me right now. And he has his own streams over his channel. Let me tag him real quick. Oh, you can shout yourself out. I shouted you out the first time. I'm trying to run this other stuff. That's the only reason I'm asking you to do it now.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Shawn Michaels did a good job at that too. Excellent job at getting to the crowd. Whether he was a good guy or a bad guy, right? But what I was saying,
he was very good in either or.
Yeah, but what I was saying earlier is I think that young kids get cheated because anybody who I think in the age bracket of maybe 15 to 22 suffered the most because we know kayfabe. People they know kayfabe, so you have to take all the wrestling. You got to subvert your expectations, so to speak, right? And you go into wrestling, I think, to enjoy it that way. When I talk to people who don't watch wrestling, they're like, I don't know, it's fake, and I say it's no more fake than your favorite TV show.
Exactly, and I try to tell people you got to think of wrestling, like, even though it is like, excuse me, I say to people, yes, okay, I might agree with you, yes, it is fake, but you got to realize there is some real life stuff that has happened. Like there's some like Edge, Daniel Bryan, I know there's been also a couple other wrestler names that they were hurt for so long that they could never, they couldn't wrestle again for like a very long time.
Shawn. Maybe he had hiatus from 98 to 2002.
Oh yeah, Shawn too as well. But it wasn't like a career threatening, like, that's why I was aiming at a career threatening injury.
And that's why I'm glad I'm here. At the time it was. That when I remember watching, I wasn't into Shawn big like that, right? Because his turning point when I started watching was after WrestleMania 14 when he handed the belt over when he dropped the belt, I should say, to Stone Cold. He went away, because he had surgery and blah blah. And when he came back, they were saying this was more serious than it was. Because I mean, when I say I was there, I was watching these things. Now, I don't go back and watch tapes. The air of the injury was so much that he would never come back. And when I didn't see him for 6 months, I was like, shit, Shawn might not never come back. And after a while, you just forget about him, a wrestler for a while, right? When he came back, I was like, holy shit, it's like Edge. Edge's comeback was similar. When he came back at the Royal Rumble, nobody was expecting it, but it was good as hell to see him, wasn't it?
Oh, heck yeah.
And mostly not.
Yeah, I almost forgot about that moment.
Yeah, not only because like he's good wrestler, he's a good guy, he's a dude. He brought you so much joy. That moment between, and I bring up Edge because it's recent. The moment between Edge and that crowd was so intimate. He realized what they were giving him, and they, you know what I mean? That's what I liked about it. Player Nexus says Austin had a pretty serious injury too. It was, and I think he suffered that from Owen Hart, right? I like Stone Cold, man, but I want to talk to him about it too much because it's not his spotlight, right?
Yeah, but the general statement is, people have gotten hurt. It is, it is legit, and people might want to put in the factor. Yeah, it's fake, but yeah, what do you have to explain about that? If it was so fake, that means nobody would ever get hurt at all if it was all completely fake.
I agree. Let's move on. So we talked about his wrestling spotlight. We talked about his promotions, who he is. I'm gonna read you a little blurb about who he is, so you know a little better, right? Shawn Michaels Hickenbottom. We mentioned that name, right? He was born July 22nd, 1965. Holy shit, way older than me, man. Better known by his ring name as Shawn Michaels. He's an American retired, and I think that's important. Whenever I read on Wiki and I say Canadian, Australian, it's important to know the nationality of the person because sometimes I didn't know Chris Jericho was Canadian for the longest. But American
I knew
retired
he was Canadian, but yeah.
Yeah. American retired professional wrestler, actor, and television presenter. He is regarded as one of the greatest professional wrestlers in history. So let's talk about his debut here. And this is what you and I were talking earlier about Mid-South Wrestling. So what I found was this written. He debuted as Shawn Michaels, the name that he carries now, with the National Wrestling Alliance Mid-South Wrestling Territory. So that territory belonged to the NWA. So it was like a sub-territory, right? Because are you familiar with the way things used to work back in the day? Before televised
not a lot of the older wrestling companies. Okay. Like I don't know, like
so for anybody who don't know,
those,
before televised wrestling, like before it became popular, they wrestled in territories all over the country, which is well known. But the territory aspect, the part people don't know is, it's kind of like the Indies right now. But every territory was kind of like a gang. But they respected the boundaries. So let's say you're in Mid-South. You didn't just go to North something and go do your shit, right? You would talk to them, because nobody wanted to impede on others' territory. So I bring this up because it's important because the way Shawn started isn't the way a lot of people started today. A lot of people get on TV and or some people get handed the fucking everything, right? Like Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns. You know what I'm saying? The career takeoff. Daniel had to scrap and fight. Roman, people feel like he was handed everything. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So in respect to Shawn, he started on a scene that was kind of like real territory. When they said territory, they meant territory back in the day. So the National Wrestling Alliance covered a couple of territories, but he fell under one of the territories, which was Mid-South Wrestling. And on October 16th, 1984, against Art Cruz, I don't even know who the fuck that is, bro, but let me bring him up. It's always good to see. Let me see. Art Cruz, wrestler. There he is right there, wrestler. Let's see how Art Cruz looks, y'all. I'm pretty sure Art Cruz probably passed away by now. Yeah, he was a big dude. Looked like. Yeah, that's probably not a good enough picture of him. Alright, man, he is lost to time. I hate when that happens. Here we go. That's probably him right there.
He's age 62 right now.
Okay. All right. So back to Shawn. So that was his first match against Art Cruz, and let me see what it said. I think he lost that one. Yep, he lost to Art Cruz via swinging net breaker. So that's how he lost his first match. You ever seen Bell to Bell? Seen that?
Yeah, I've seen Bell to Bell.
Yeah, I love Bell to Bell. And then to me, if I was thinking of Bell to Bell, he would have covered that right there. I'm pretty sure. This is cool info, man. I never knew. Hey, bro, that's what I don't like to do an empty stream. I like to do something where we can all not only participate but learn something and some cool shit, right? Some cool shit. It's nice. I think that if you're a longtime fan of somebody, it's not bad to say, hey, I just learned something about him. I think you would want to know more, but some people, Anyway, let's go. Nickname. Go ahead. It's on you.
He has many nicknames.
Let's go down the list.
Well, obviously, he's known as Shawn Michaels. I like to call him HBK, the Heartbreak Kid.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. Showstopper. I swear, I thought someone called him something with
Royal Rumble, wasn't it? Or no, because he won a lot of Royal Rumbles, but I don't think anyone specifically called them anything like that. So those are the ones I know him by.
Here's what I got. Heartbreak Kid, the Showstopper, Mr. WrestleMania, Icon, for a while he did say Mr. Monday Night, but Rob Van Dam took that over. So that's like a minor one. But yeah, Those are a couple of them. We got a comment. Player Nexus. The only thing I wonder is, do they toss a coin where they decide who is going to win and who is going to lose, or is it more complicated? Oh, really? You don't know that? You don't know how they decide? I always called him Heartbreak Kid. I call him a lot of stuff. I usually call him Heartbreak Kid, though. So Glenn, do you know how they decide? And if so, can you explain it to him?
I don't know the legit logistics on how like I don't know like the story behind on like how they decided, but I know like how they decide at first is like they at least choreograph it ahead of time. Like if let's say they say, hey, Shawn Michaels, you're gonna win against The Undertaker, they usually practice together so then they can get their moves more fluently, so then when they have to do it in front of the live audience, they know what to do, so they don't mess it up as much.
Well, here's a few things that you might not know. Okay, so the thing is, you want to know how they decide who's going to win. Meaning, how do I know Shawn Michaels is going to win over XYZ guy? Here we go. It depends on a couple things. Normally. So let's hold Daniel Bryan up as an exception to this rule, right? And let's put a pin in him. We'll come back to him. So, in the case of a normal match, and we're going to talk about the Montreal Screwjob, correct? Because that is part of this answer too, right?
Yep, that will be one of the conversations.
Okay.
Yep.
So, but in reference to this, what you're asking now, the winner was worked out in that match. But in that case, it was one of the most famous matches where the winner the loser didn't want to go along with it. So they have predetermined matches, and the way they decide a guy is if he's hot. So let's go back to Hulk Hogan. Let's use him. When Hulk Hogan came to the World Wrestling, what's up, Spaghetti? Glad to have you here, the man, the myth, the legend, Spaghetti. I like doing that. But the way they decided was, okay, Hulk Hogan's a hot property. People can't get enough of him. He's popular. So that's the first thing they do, right? The second thing they need to decide is this guy company worthy? Is he going to play the game? So an example of this being a bad one was the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior was a people's champion. They liked him, but he wasn't professional, meaning he didn't want to drop the belt and do all the normal stuff. So they vet people like that, and they decide who's going to be the champion like that. So the top guy in the company, in this particular case, let's go with Roman Reigns. The top guy in the company is supposed to be your best guy. Not only is he, this was back in the day, this part, he was the best wrestler, and he was the hardest worker, and he was the most popular. So those three things decide. So let's take it back to another example. My first example, Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan met all three of those criteria. When he met all three of those criteria, the promoter sat down and said, okay, we're making a push for Hulk Hogan. That's what they call it, a push, right? They push Hulk Hogan. They test the crowd. They do a couple of matches. I just learned this out recently. They might put him in a tag team match, and they might have him win. See how the crowd reacts. They might have him lose. See what I'm saying? So they do that. So when they decide, hey, this guy needs to be the winner of a match, they already decided that XYZ needs to happen with pushing. A part of his push is to win. So if he wins a certain amount of matches, it makes him look good. So they tell the guy that's going to lose, hey, look here. This guy's going to lose. This is how we want it to go. The promoter or the booker says, this guy's going to win, this guy's going to lose. Now it's between you two wrestlers to figure out how it's going to go. And that's where it leads to what Glenn said. They either talk about it or they practice it. Glenn says they practice it. That's what they do now. They didn't practice back in the day. Back in the day, what they did was they would talk to each other and they plot out the moves. That's how old professional wrestlers did it. If you're new, you talk about, you practice. Even back in the day, you did practice. Like if you were brand new, you practiced because they didn't trust you. So let's say Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels. They would sit down and say, all right, here's what we're going to do here. Here's going to do that. Here's a big spot, they call it, meaning a big move, something they're going to do. They're going to fall from a ladder. They're going to perform a big move. So that's what they call a spot. They do a spot, da-da-da-da-da. They plant their whole move. And then the most important thing is two things. The finisher and the pin. Those are, if they're going to do it that way. They could do disqualification, right? But the most two important things are the finisher and the pin. Those. So even if we fucked up everything else, if I can sweet chin music your ass and you fall down, make sure we get that right. 1, 2, 3. So that's. I hope I did a good job explaining that. That's sort. It's basically it's worked out between the two wrestlers. At basics is what Glenn said. The two wrestlers work it out. The promoter say, hey, this guy wins. Y'all work it out. That's the short end of the story. So I hope did that help, Nexus? Overkill, gents, I have to go. Something. Hey, do your thing, Killer. Handle that, okay? Go handle it. I don't.
Right, have a good one, Killer.
Bro. Okay. Appreciate you for stopping by, though. But yeah, I hope I explained that well enough. You're a wealth of knowledge, rearranging entertainment wrestling. Hey, I've been looking at this stuff for a while, bro. So I try to prepare stuff. I know what I wing it sometimes, but when I take it serious, this is what we do. All right. So we moved on from nicknames. Entrance. We talked about this yesterday a little bit, right, Glenn? So entrance.
Yeah, his entrance.
Talk about it. Rank it from you know what, right? So we're gonna use a 1 to 5 scale. If you had to rank his entrance, which we watched earlier, what would you rank it, Glenn? Audience,
it's
you can
hard
participate
because it's hard because you gotta during his career he did have several different entrances because he had an entrance for that one, which was a Pacific entrance, which was through the zip line. Then he had his normal entrance, and then I don't know if you ever watched his entrance against Undertaker. That one was amazing. That entrance.
Oh yeah,
when he wrestled against Undertaker.
I like both his matches against him at WrestleMania. I like the first one better though. But yeah, that was a good entrance.
Yeah, when he dressed up as in Undertaker's clothes, but all white. That was so cool.
Yes.
So that's why I said it would depend on what entrance, but usually his entrance, I would say probably from 1 to 10 is usually a good solid, 8. I would say his entrances are really good.
Okay. I appreciate it, Magic. Thank you for being here. But once again, for anybody new here, I am SFCspectacular, your host, and this is Glenn Tastic on the mic with me. And this time I got time to do it, so I'm gonna give him his shot. I'm gonna keep shouting this man out until you guys go by his channel and check him out. He is an awesome person, man. I'm telling you, dude's great. Dude knows a lot about wrestling. He plays Mario Maker. Good stuff. Oh, Magic City Independent Nexus. Okay, there we go. So, you know what? Triple H. We're gonna come to that when we talk about stables and stuff too. But yeah, I agree. So if that's the case, let's do this then. Let's go with his original. Let's do it in order. Let's do his rocker entrance, right? Do you know how that looks?
Okay.
If you know.
Yeah, I know how his rocker.
Okay, so for anybody that doesn't know, this is what we're gonna do for you. Rockers. We're gonna do the rocker entrance for you, all right? Because I want you to see it. It's good when you people talk about it, but when you can see it right now, and it's good. YouTube is here, right? So we'll put that on display for you.
YouTube is such an amazing thing, especially it's like if you want to go back and watch like some of the older matches, because sometimes I've heard a couple matches that obviously, being 28, I never got to see in my time. I could go on YouTube and be like, all right, let me watch this.
So this is the Rockers. This is Shawn Michaels with the Rockers when he was tag team. Marty Jannetty. Carried Marty Jannetty. I don't want to talk about Marty Jannetty's technically sound wrestler, but he carried Marty Jannetty. I'm not gonna lie, his charisma oozed over. So yeah, so that is the Rocker one. So you rank it now. Did you rank it already?
Yep.
What'd you rank it? I heard
you wanted me to say it now? The number.
On that
entrance. On that one, I'd say that's 1 to 10. I'd probably 6.
No, we doing 5. Remember 5.
5.
Too hard.
5.
What do you think?
3.
3. Hey, Flair next to say he was a big dude. Oh, damn, that was amazing. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels, if I remember, he's like 6 something.
He said, yes, he was amazing until wrestler until Undertaker ruined his career. Why you hold on? How do you say he ruined his career, Magic?
6'1".
Explain that a little bit.
Shawn Michaels is 6'1", so yeah, he is a big dude.
Yeah. Oh no, I think he was meaning in I don't know if he meant particularly in that video. I don't know. What did you mean, Player? But he is a big dude. He was a little chub back then. Let's cut. But that's how The Rock started too. If you remember, The Rock wasn't cut when he first started at all. Players Next says, is there any benefit to making it in the Hall of Fame? Do you get like a pension in the company? I think they get a pension if they retire though. That's what I think they get if you retire from it.
I don't know. Shawn Michaels has gotten to the Hall of Fame actually twice, so because he got one by himself and then the other one with DX.
Said pension company even after retiring, or is it just another meaningless award? I don't think it's a meaningless award. In the terms of WWE, they do more for them than just retiring. So you get more than just your name and a plaque. But if you have to think about it this way, if there is a wrestling Hall of Fame somewhere, any Hall of Fame somewhere, wouldn't you want to be immortalized in it? I think for men, bragging rights is probably some of the best things you can have. So I don't know. But let's go back to his pictures. That's him in NXT right there. When they was fighting at WrestleMania. Oh, you mean that? Well, like we just discovered earlier, Magic, everything's scripted though. So his career went with what they wanted it to go with. You know what I mean? If you get what I'm saying. So if you think they ruined him, let me say this: most wrestlers have to go with what the company wants. Back in the day, wrestlers now don't so much.
Yeah, and they didn't want to. They didn't want to back then ruin his streak just yet for the Undertaker.
Yeah, yeah. So. Now he lost a movie. Now he does a movie. Oh yeah. I don't really watch TV, so I haven't watched anything with him in it. But I watched him commentate, and he's an excellent talker, so he's bound to be a great commentator, right?
I don't think I've watched any movies with him. I know he's been in movies, but I don't think I've seen the movies that he's been in.
Really? Well, a lot of WB boys been in movies that you might, like Triple H. Been in a lot of movies people don't know about. He was in Blade 3.
Oh yeah,
remember that.
Blade 3. Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, he was in there. So he's in a lot of stuff. This is him now, kind of probably. He looks a lot different now. At that age, you get you, boy. It'll get you.
Age. He cut his hair.
Yeah. Who do you want in the Hall of Fame this year? Then, personally, I don't keep up with that, so I don't know. What you want to take that question, Glenn? Magic asks who do you want?
Undertaker. I swear to God, they better put frickin' his. Now that he don't wrestle anymore, they better put him in the Hall of Fame. And I'm sorry, I like that they put the celebrities, but to me, as a wrestling fan, I think it's a little disrespectful that they put some of those I think they did it maybe to hype up their own brand and maybe put more eyes. It's like, hey, we're putting, this person, in our Hall of Fame, but it's like, what? They only showed up maybe like once or twice for like.
I agree.
For show up, they didn't have like a whole wrestling career and didn't have this whole like. They didn't win championships and earn their spot there.
I didn't know until recently that was a big argument, though. I just found out recently that people didn't. That was sometimes I didn't know that. Like I knew that celebrities were inducted, but I didn't know there was a debate among fans that, hey, do you think they should be or shouldn't be, until recently. So, but in knowing that now, I'm in the mindset with you though, almost exactly what you said. If you didn't actually wrestle or participate in the pageantry and ceremonial, if you weren't a wrestling business, you don't need to be immortalized in the Hall of Fame. Like Pete Rose, I don't think he should be in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. He says, I come from Overkill, so I dropped you. Follow you. I appreciate it, Magic. I remember your name. I just apologize. But thank you for coming.
I can't remember if Edge is or isn't, but that dude definitely needs to be in the Hall of Fame as well.
Well, from my knowledge, you can't really be in the Hall of Fame until you retire. So. Well, who we talking about?
No, sorry, I was taking a sip. Ric Flair was actually inducted into the Hall of Fame while he was still wrestling. I mean, I know he did retire technically the day after he got inducted, but he was still a wrestler at the time being.
Let's think about
when he got inducted in.
Well, let's think about this then. That's kind of the day after. Come on now. That's kind of like tomato.
But still, he was still technically.
Yeah, technically you are correct, but. But to me, that really only speaks to his greatness as a wrestler. He was just so great. They were like, "Hey, man, like what I feel like that about Undertaker too. It should be the same thing, right? There should be no doubt that Undertaker did everything that he could do and then some to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. So,
let me go on Google and see if they have anything for all the people listed, because I can't think of everyone that's already been in it that should be in it. WWE.
If you get it, then drop the link in the chat room so other people can look at it too. So, but yeah, I mean, I stopped looking at wrestling to be honest with you, Magic. I like wrestling. I like wrestling from a standpoint of what it is, what it represents, and what it's for. Right? I don't watch it as much as I don't watch it anywhere near as I used to. What I do is I get on YouTube, and that's how I catch up with it. I'm on YouTube, and I still have an interest in it. Here's a damn fine wrestling show. You see this right here, Wrestling Bios? If you want to know about old school wrestling, side note, come to this channel right here. This man does awesome work from his interests of his videos to capture. He captured their career in detail, bro. So please, if you love wrestling, I'm gonna make it big screen. If you love wrestling and you want to study yesteryear or you want to relive yesteryear, come to this channel right here, Wrestling Bio. This man does impeccable work for just an individual creator.
I'm like scrolling through the list to figure out who else got.
So here's the list of members right here. I see what you're doing. I see right now. So if you want to see it, it's in the chat room for you. If you want to see it yourself on your screen, you can look at it with us. But
'Cause I'm trying to figure out who else is deserving, but I want to try to like quickly glance over to.
we're gonna be talking. I
like,
was talking
okay,
about Daniel Bryan earlier, Magic. Go ahead. I'm sorry, bro.
Nah, well, celebrity people.
You fucking. Oh man, I would say this to you.
Either I passed by this too quickly.
Mhm.
I didn't see Dusty Rhodes.
Let me read these comments. Both have babies now. Hold on, let me read the comments. I'm sorry, guys. Damn, are they even alive, the Bella twins? Maybe. Yes, they are. They're not that old though. Both have babies. Shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, both have
Daniel
babies.
Bryan. I wouldn't say he's lucky personally. I would say this to you. If I'm Daniel Bryan, do I even want to get fucking married? I used to make this joke all the time. If I'm The Rock, the last thing I do is get married, bro. I'd have a kid in every fucking state. Everybody wants to fucking sleep with me. Why should I settle with you? Let me stop. Let me stop. Oh, they inducted Edge, but then he did retire, but he came back. So.
And they inducted him in 2012.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously.
I mean, you.
Okay, yeah, Dusty Rhodes and The Rock.
Wait a
So
minute.
there's right there
So-
the Undertaker, The Rock, Dusty Rhodes.
What
They're
escapes
not
me then is
inducted.
how do they determine? You know what I mean? So you got the Ultimate Warrior, but he's after Donald Trump. We agree that Donald Trump should even be here, but the Ultimate Warrior after Donald Trump. You hated Ultimate Warrior enough to say let Donald. Okay, got you. I tell you, Vince makes some weird. He makes some weird decisions sometimes, bro. He makes some really weird decisions. Lita was an excellent female wrestler, bro. Excellent female wrestler, bro. Excellent. Trish Stratus was an entertainer. Her wrestling left me flat, but hey, it was nice. I might even put this up on my YouTube channel. Surprise, surprise,
Yeah,
the YouTube channel.
Yeah, so basically, to put the long story short, Undertaker, Rock, and Dusty Rhodes. Those are probably the 3 people I'd put in the Hall of Fame.
Okay. Wait. Oh yeah. I was gonna say Dusty Rhodes. Yeah, I just remember he didn't make it. I think he's got They got a personal beef with Cody, and that's why they didn't want to. They was taking so long to put Dusty Rhodes in, but because he started AEW. So we got the nicknames. We did his entrance. Oh, we didn't get to a second entrance. So we did his rocker entrance, right? How about his regular HBK entrance? What do you think? When he comes down a ramp spinning and Shawn. 1 to 5. What do you think? That hard?
What was that again?
I
that was kind of interesting question. I was like, wait, what?
I was saying his regular HBK entrance. 1 to 5. What do you
Oh,
rank
it's
it?
regular. What error though?
I think
That's
I mean,
another part.
I will say this. I think the only real difference between his early one and his later one was he didn't stop at the edge of the ramp. When he stops at nowadays when he his most recent entrance, he would stop on the ramp and he would do that pray thing. That's kind of the real only difference between that and his regular one when he would just go all the way in the ring. And I think he did that before he became a
I
Christian.
like the Prey one. Prey one was kind of cool. I don't know why.
I think the one where he stops on the ramp is, I think if I'm remember correctly, once he became a Christian, I think he started. I'm connecting the two like that. He didn't say that, but I know that he didn't
Besides
start
that,
doing
that's also when his fireworks would appear as well too.
Yeah.
Because he would sit down and then do like the Prey thing, and then
It's so good to see you guys.
and then the fireworks would happen at the same time. So I like that entrance a little bit better.
So you said what was the number? Did I hear the number right? You said a 5?
From 1 to 5, I'd probably say that one's a good 4, and the one when he before the Prey would probably be like a 3.5.
Okay. So
Definitely better than the Rock. Definitely better than the Rockers, but like I said, I like the.
Okay,
the Prey
wait. So actually,
better.
you saying you like his entrance better than the Rock? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, the Rockers. Not the Rock.
Okay, better than the Rockers. I was like, oh, no.
Rockers entrance.
Okay. Oh, hell yeah. Come on now.
Wonder if any of that felt uncomfortable first top. I'm just like, wonder if any of that felt uncomfortable.
Probably. Oh man. So we got that one. How about lastly, his DX entrance. I'm gonna rate that myself. I'm gonna give that a fucking 5.
That's a 5
That's a
because
5.
that one is so like I swear if you're not jamming out to that
For real.
song when you hear that song going, something wrong with you as a wrestling
Bro,
fan.
you
It's like,
cannot
are
sit in
you
your
ready?
seat. Yes. You cannot sit in your seat and listen to that. I'm telling you, bro. You
Oh.
got to get up on your feet when that shit comes on. Hey, I'm feel bad for y'all. If you, man, we were in school just, oh man, suck it. People was getting in trouble left and right. Suck it, motherfucker. I joined the army. Suck it, motherfucker. Oh man, it was outrageous. That was cool. It wasn't cool, but it was cool. It was. Oh man, bad influence right there, buddy. Okay,
Oh, you
so
gonna
let's
show
move
the
on.
people the DX entrance?
Oh,
Maybe just
no,
in case they might not
Oh,
know.
what? You want to? You want to? Ah, yeah, we
I
might as
mean,
well,
you
right?
showed them the rockers and you showed them the.
Yeah, you might,
other ones,
sir.
why not?
That's
But
why you're
yeah.
here, sir. That's why you're here, sir. You make an excellent co-host here. So let's do that, yeah. DX entrance. You ready? All right, let's stop this. We got it. We gotta do it right, okay? We gotta do it right. Yeah, let's do this one. Let's do this one. I like this one. You ready?
Are you ready?
Making the entrance of Shawn Michaels.
I honestly think it should break the 5, but
Yeah, hey, I'm not opposed to that. I am not opposed to that, sir. Hey, you want to give it a 10? Oh man, yeah. So
no, I'm just saying just for that entrance, it should break the 5.
Oh, for that specific one. Hey, I'm not. I am not. I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
I'm
a
still,
10. See,
I'm
player
still not in
Nexus,
disagreement.
player Nexus agrees. That's a,
Yeah,
that's a 10 out of 5.
I guess we're all in agreement on that. Then I am all in agreement on that. So yeah, we got that. So we got past his entrance, right? So here we go. Most famous gimmick. Now, if you ask me, he's only had like 2 distinct ones, right? Well, if you count the Rockers, 3. So the Rockers, his Heartbreak Kid, and DX. And DX is just a mild variation of his Heartbreak Kid. More funny than anything else, right? Instead of being sexy. So, out of those 3, what do you got? Which one do you think was the most popular?
The Heartbreak Kid.
I agree. I don't think that's a question, right? That's like an ex of Hulk Hogan. Which one is most popular? Well, no, that's not true. Because a lot of people like black and white versus yellow and red. Hulk Hogan.
I mean, I did like his NWO version. Not gonna lie.
Hey, I like his NWO version, boy. His NWO version is sweet. Hey, I hated when he turned evil, but when I saw that shit, I was like, holy shit, Hulk Hogan. Wow, 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 boom, boom. That shit was nice. But yeah, I didn't like when we come into affiliations. I didn't like when he was with we can use that segue because it's the next topic. I didn't like when he was with NWO because I got for his factions. This is his Team Heritage factions, whatever you want to call it. Rockers, the DX, and NWO, specifically WWE version, right? And I have to say that because when I say that, I assume young people are listening who don't even know what the NWO is. Because there was many versions of the NWO, many. Hulk Hogan shirt written in galore. You like that one better, Razor?
Man, he must have went through so many shirts and probably hated that he thought of that idea.
Hey, bro, that is merchandising, bro. They probably gave, hey, rip that Hulk. Yeah. Hey, so you know why? So the kids at home can rip theirs and go buy more. I need another Hulk Hogan shirt, mommy.
Yeah, that's true.
Man.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. So his we got his best team, Rockers DX. I would say DX if we were to judge what was.
Yeah, if we had to say best team, DX hands down because Rockers wasn't that good and NWO was
dead by then. That was dead by then. So let's talk about his title reigns because we had a little discussion about that yesterday, right? His title reigns. So Grand Slam champion, right? And that means what?
Grand Slam champion. He's won too many belts. No, I'm just kidding. Because Shawn Michaels was a 4-time world champion. He held the WWF championship 3 times. He held the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. He was a 2-time Royal Rumble winner. He was the first person to ever enter in as number 1 and came out still winning. He was the first ever WWF Grand Slam champion and the 4th WWF Triple Crown champion.
So exactly what is a Triple Crown champion? I've been wondering that. I didn't look that up yet. I know the Grand Slam.
He
What's
is
the
the
triple?
Triple Crown champion. The Triple Crown champion is accomplishment recognized by various professional wrestling promotions. It is distinguishedly made to a professional wrestler who has won 3 of a single promotions championship, specifically a world championship, a singles championship, and a tag team championship. And since he's won, the tag team various of times with Triple H, he's won the Intercontinental. He's won the European, if I remember correctly, too, as well.
Yeah.
Didn't he win another singles title as well?
This is what I only have his what you call the titles, his WWE titles, his tag team, the European, the IC, and the heavyweight.
And the heavyweight, yeah.
Yeah. The USA and the IC didn't exist at the same time back in the day. The if I remember correctly, the European turned into the USA. It made a transition.
Yeah,
another belt.
But I know he did become the Intercontinental later on.
Yeah.
I remember that,
the back to go to player Nexus is a question from earlier about how they determine the traditionally the Intercontinental Championship was your stepping stone to the heavyweight championship. So if you were the Intercontinental Champion, that meant that they were getting you ready to be the man. That was your next step. And if you chronicle Stone Cold's journey, that's exactly what happened. When he won the IC title, and then him and The Rock were beefing, he just gave the IC title up to The Rock. He didn't lose it. He just gave it to him, and he was like, "I'm going to fucking chase the WWE title," and that's what he did, because that was the bigger prize, right? That's your next step in your career. Now, my beef with wrestling sometimes with the belts is, and we all got beef. If you have a beef, let us know. But my beef with belts is they don't respect the heritage, and number 2, they don't let, if you're a heavyweight, let heavyweights. Don't let Rey Mysterio participate in heavyweight. Sorry, you're not a heavyweight. And that's going to be tough to sell. Him versus the Big Show was always tough to sell.
Though. Yeah.
What he did was pretty cool?
Rey Mysterio, even though he did wrestle like heavyweights and stuff like that.
Let me say this to you. In professional wrestling, there's no cap to your, not on paper, to your height, right? But Spud Webb, Muggsy Bogues, and a couple other people still don't at a low height. So that's
Spud Webb isn't he like 5'8"?
But that's physical ability is what I'm saying, right? So we can't stop that. They worked within the rules. Here, if you're a heavyweight, that is specifically designed for a person of a certain weight. So I don't care if he is good fighting the guy and he won 100 times. He still wasn't a heavyweight. He shouldn't even allowed in to compete for, is what I'm saying. That would be like waiting. Put it this way. What if we let Big Show go into the lightweight division? What do you think would happen?
I'd wreck everybody.
So that's why we don't do that. And sadly, if you participate in the lower, then you either you broke up, buddy, or sorry, you can't participate. That's how it was. That's how I perceive it, though. Because you're messing up the rankings, But they got more belts for lightweight people than they do. Like if you're a heavyweight, right? You can't compete for the lightweight in wrestling. I don't know about boxing. I don't know that shit. But you can't compete for the lightweight, right? So now you relegate it to the other.
No, unless you're the weight. Unless you're that weight, you can't compete.
Yeah.
For weight
So now you relegate it to other belts. So, but if you're a lightweight in terms of the WWE, where they were doing it, you can compete for every belt except for the women's champion. Am I correct?
Correct.
There's no limit.
Until now, because in Indies they now have an intergender championship. That's a whole different story.
Matter of fact, that's where I first saw Orange Cassidy in an intergender match. Like that shit was entertaining as hell. He helped that girl. Put it this way, he helped her out, and that's the other thing I like and I don't like about wrestling. When one wrestler is better than the other, you can probably tell. And I mean that in physical ability and also in performance. Your performance to me is how you sell hits. What do you do during a match? You outside of the actual wrestling move. So
wow, nice. I realize.
I wasn't worried about that, but when you doing what you're supposed to be doing, boom, you got it. That's the thing. I hear most people say, I'm going to do a podcast, bro. Just do it. Talk. A podcast started off as two friends talking, and that's how I came up. And that's what it should be. Just 2 or 3 people talking. Regulated turns. You don't have, if you're good enough, you don't have to regulate it. But you regulate your turns and da da da. I want to be a director of some of this stuff, but like you and one other person, the only people to take me off on some of the stuff I said. Like you came at me for editing, content creation, blah blah blah. And I hope it's working for you. But what I would say is, some of this stuff I would just think people know. So.
Yeah.
But let's get back on topic. Most famous feud. What do you think?
Oh,
Yeah.
Triple H probably.
You think so? More so than Undertaker?
Uh, I mean, people. Well, that's the one for me. You got to remember my age and what I know him for about. I would probably say Triple H because
Mm-hmm.
the feud and feuds he's had with Triple H.
Mm-hmm. I would weigh it up there with him and excuse me, The Undertaker. Now let me recall some of his feuds. Bret Hart, of course, right?
Mm-hmm.
Undertaker. Of course, Triple H. Slight one with The Rock. If you want to call it one with Hulk Hogan, I don't really. That was forced. So
Would you call that one with Scott Hall too, or no?
Nah, they buried WWC stars. WCW stars. That's everything they did when they acquired WCW was to bury those guys. So I don't anything they like when Booker T and Austin were beefing. That was more of a comedy show than anything else. They didn't let them two wrestle. Think about it. So that was more of a comedy show than anything else to me. So
John Cena.
Huh?
His feud with John Cena.
I stopped watching wrestling. I don't really like
one?
John Cena in particular, so I stopped watching wrestling by then, so I can't really
Gotcha.
speak on that.
Oh yeah, that was during the 2007-2009 era, so probably. Yeah.
I was at war. I was in Iraq, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Matter of fact, they said a couple of those jokes over there to see us. I was like, what? Ron Simmons came by. I was like, man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Y'all sent us the motherfucking. Hey, Carlito was there. They sent us the D team, bro. I was like, you motherfuckers, kiss my ass. Not that I cared. It was more for my. I was like, how old was I at the time? I probably was like 34 or something like that. So I was well past. It was for the soldiers more than it was for me. So, but yeah, I still didn't like that y'all sent some B-ass wrestlers. You know, like they sent John Cena places like Baghdad, where it was a lot of people and heavy security. That's where they sent him, because he's a nice little asset, right? So you can't listen to having to John Cena. Did Austin ever go over there? I don't even know if Austin went over. I didn't. For me personally, I like his. There's a lot of things I like about him, but his evolution into the man he became later, I like. That's what I admire about him. He was a dick and an asshole, and he realized, hit the error of his ways later in his career, and I think he more than makes up for it now by mentoring and being a better person. That's what I think I like about him the most. I like the man behind the wrestler. That's what really gets me a lot. It to me, whenever I don't like watching retiring matches because it get me too. I don't like being mushy. Like when like when Ric Flair got retired, it was tough watching that for me, bro. I don't cry.
That was a good match.
That was real tough, bro.
But yeah,
that was real tough. No more Ric Flair. I was like, oh my god, are you serious? No Ric Flair.
And especially if you read his lips too, saying I'm sorry.
Oh my god,
I'm sorry, and then just the sweet chin music.
Yeah, bro, that was so heartbreaking, bro.
Yeah.
But that's wrestling. That's the brotherhood. That's everything it represents right there, bro. And traditionally, what I learned not too long ago was that when you retire, you think in today's day, you think a guy would win if he retired. That'd be his last match. So you remember him. But most wrestlers if you go back and look, you can check if I'm lying or not. Most wrestlers back in the day, their retiring match would be a losing match. And the reason why they did that was to not only push the new guy, but that was the way of saying thank you to everybody. So,
And in a way, it could kind of indicate saying, you're done, you're over with,
yes,
goodbye,
yep.
you are retired now.
Indeed, yep. Oh man, that was a good one. So, lastly, we're gonna finish it out. I didn't have enough time to choose 3 highlights from Shawn. So, with that being said, instead, what I did do was find a highlight reel of him. So what we'll do is we'll watch a highlight reel.
That'll work.
We'll watch his highlights, and then we'll get the hell out of here, right? I'll close it out.
Treat yourself this week.
Let me find it real quick. Oh man, I went so much far. There, greatest moments. Here we go. You ready? So this one, and then we'll close it out.
Are we gonna see it? Are we gonna see a commercial with that guy again?
I don't control that guy, so I don't know. Let's roll. We just gotta roll the dice here. We gotta roll the dice. No, you gotta remember too. Sometimes you have to oversell to help your opponent too.
Exactly.
Because he might be hurt, and you might have to recover. Just give him some time for being here. I really do. Fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. This is his YouTube page. You can always pass by there. Check him out. You got anything to say before we get out of here, Glenn? Then I'm gonna wrap it up.
Oh, it was very great. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And let us know if you guys want us to do this again, because we could have a lot more wrestlers to talk about.
Indeed. All right, look here, guys. I appreciate you for stopping by. We talked about on the day was Shawn Michaels. We covered most of his career. We talked about his wrestling promotion, first debut, his nickname, his interests, most famous gimmick, all that good stuff. So if you watch this watch this on the playback, and you watch this now, thank you. Leave us a note, like Glenn said. Hey, he said that was Glenn-tastic. I like that. I like that you did that. We're gonna be back here. I'm gonna be back here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and tune in to see what time show I got. 7 p.m. tonight Eastern Standard Time. That's my schedule from now on. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And if you like this, I'll start this on Saturday. Okay? But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If you like this show, I'll do this on Saturday. But be back here tonight, and I'll see you then. And from me to you, on behalf of Glenn-tastic, if you can't be good at it. You guys take it easy. Peace.
What's good, spectacular soldiers? If you're like me, you're upset that video's over. Fear not. Check out the videos listed below. Still bored? Then check out my other YouTube channel, Gaming So Spectacular. We require more content, I hear you exclaim. Well, then take a trip over to my Instagram, Twitter, or Twitch, where I stream weekdays. And luckily for you, the name is the same everywhere. Until next time, spectacular soldiers, if you can't be good at it. Peace.